What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we have something so special that I'm going to be doing every year. I did it last year and we're gonna do it this year. I'm talking about BeatWave, my own festival that I'm going to do in my city every year. Last year's BeatWave was really cool and all because it was the first one. But this year I found a really cool way to improve it using a really cool mod called Theatrical. So, as you may know, or not, in real life I work in audiovisual, and Theatrical Mod pretty much brings my real life profession into Minecraft, adding in lighting and sound, which I couldn't really find any sound stuff, but mainly just lighting, which is what I do in real life. And what's even cooler is you can control these lights with external software that we would use in a real world lighting application, which I think is really cool. It took me about 2 weeks to figure out how this mod worked, as it is kind of complicated. If you don't know how lighting works, this mod is almost impossible for anyone to use if you don't already know how lighting works. But I was able to figure it out and the results are absolutely amazing. So let's get started with this year's BeatWave build. So starting this video out strong, the first hour of recording got lost. So I did not get the recording where I made the front entrance. So here it is in all of its amazing glory. Just a crap ton of lines because there's a lot of people that are going to be coming in here. But I did get to capture some of the front entrances as you see here. And then the next thing I'm going to do is construct a fence all the way around the grounds of the festival, because we don't want any outsiders getting in if you don't have a ticket. Sorry, but it's got to be a fence. And then after that, I'm going to work on all of the grounds, the stuff that's essential for a festival to work. Bathrooms, tents, security, staging, and all that good stuff. So getting started on the stages, my favorite part of the festival because I love stage design. It's basically kind of what I do in real life. I mainly just operate lighting. I don't really have a say in the design, but here I have full creative control of the design and the programming and everything. So the first stage here is going to be called Electric Beach. It is modeled after the actual Electric Beach that was at EDC Orlando a couple years back. So it was a really small stage. That's kind of like your smaller local artist stage. This stage that you're seeing now is the ocean stage. This is like the second smallest stage. It is ocean front, has amazing views of the ocean, and a lot of LED wall going on, which is all the gray stuff that you're going to see. Eventually, I'm going to change it to green so that way I can green screen some graphics onto there. It'd be really cool. And also this stage has some pyro. I don't think I'm actually going to use it, but I did hook it up. It took me a while because I suck at redstone. I'm truly atrocious at redstone. But this stage was also really fun to make. It has a lot of cool speakers and audio just for show. It doesn't actually make any sound. And then the next stage is the Beats stage. This one is probably the third biggest stage. It's like right in the middle. There's 5 in total. So there's just a crap load of scaffolding that I'm going to build first. And then from that scaffolding, we can hang all of our LED wall. The next stage I work on is going to be main stage, which is called the Cove. Because of the permanent amphitheater structure, it kind of resembles a cove a bit. This one I decided to go a little bit bigger than last year. Last year I just utilized the permanent structure. This year I'm adding scaffolding on the left and right side to add more LED wall and lighting, just to extend the stage to both sides all the way. And the LED wall pattern I decided to go for was kind of like angled inward on the sides, and then these really cool cube patterns and some lines on the top. Just a lot of complicated LED wall shapes going on. The cubes I kind of borrowed from Ultra Miami. I think it was 2022. They had 5 cubes. I only had room for 3. But these truss cubes are just really cool. The way that the movers are implemented in with it, and LED wall, super cool. For the sound, I decided to just do main front fills and then side fills. I didn't do delay speakers because we're trying not to sound pollute too much. We don't want sound bleed in between stages. So I decided to kind of not go too overboard with the sound in the Cove. The very next stage is the Wub Tunnel, which is a giant temporary tunnel that I am going to construct. It is quite a bit smaller than last year. Last year I realized that it was just way too big. So this year it's probably like half the size, but it still feels massive, and I'm still able to fit quite a bit of lighting on the inside. And the design for this is kind of similar to last year, but tweaked up a little bit, and we actually have real lighting this time, which I think makes a huge difference. The next thing I'm going to start building is all of the other attractions. So right here you see the Ferris wheel getting finished up, and then once that's done I'm going to go around and start adding in bars, restaurants, free water stations. Those are important because we are in the tropics, very hot, and if you're at a rave you need a lot of water. So we're going to have free water stations all over the place. I'm also going to construct a place for our vendors to go, as well as medical tents. Medical tents are very important in case people do pass out for whatever reason. This section of the build probably took longer than the stages, to be honest, because these tents, they're everywhere and there's a lot of them. So yeah, enjoy the endless sea of tents. Finishing up the last couple structures, I am going to do the merch tent, which is moved locations this year. Still don't think this is the greatest spot for it. I just don't have anywhere else to put it. And then this thing that you're seeing right here is like a giant shady structure just for shade. And you still get a good vantage point of the Wub Tunnel. And then just going to construct a few more vendor tents and another medical tent real quick, just because we need multiple of those, and we like to have vendors everywhere. And then also in this very back corner, last year it was just kind of wasted space. This year I decided to make it a like dining area, kind of hangout spot. And then also in this corner, which last year there didn't exist because the Wub Tunnel was double the size, this is going to be a VIP hangout area. Nice little like fire pits and lounge areas, their own private bar, and they get a front row roped off section at the Wub Tunnel. So, everything is now built. Now it's time for the nitty-gritty little details. So there's this thing in lighting world called addresses, and that is basically the information that the lights are going to listen to. But I have to go fixture by fixture and tell it what address it's going to listen to. And so basically in Campsys, it'll spit out all the addresses for you in a patch sheet, which is basically just a glorified spreadsheet of numbers. And I now have to go to every single fixture in the grounds and basically give it an address. So that'll be fun, so let's get started. So now that I have the addresses for all of the moving lights, I'm gonna go ahead and start punching in some addresses in strategic ways. I usually go left to right, but I'm gonna group it out, and then I'm gonna make groups as I address them, so that way I don't get confused as to what fixture is what. So I think this light back here is the first one. Obviously is gonna be address 1. Universe, god damn it, 1 on BeatWave 25 and save. And once the light is addressed, if it points down to this home position, this is how they got placed. This is the home position. That is how we know that it has worked. So I'm going to go to the next light, and the next address is going to go up by 7. So 1 plus 7 is 8. Universe 1, BeatWave 25, save. So now it's going to go 1, 8, 15. And we are going to do this all the way down the line for every single moving light on the rig. Also, if you were wondering what this is, Hidden Goose Network, that is, so you get 2 networks with this mod. You get your gamer tags and then network, and then you get the one that you create. The one that I create is custom because it's hooked up to external software, but the one with my name on it, I'm pretty sure is hooking up to the in-game mixer. So if I go to here, this little basic lighting desk has like 12 channels of control, and if I wanted the lights to talk to that, I could just put it on that Hidden Goose Network, but it's very limited. So there we go, we got the first row of lights. I am now going to come up to this row of lights, come back to the left, and work right again. But first, let me, whatchamacallit, let me make that a group, call that something. Hold on, let me see, fixture 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fixture 1 through 9 will be our first group. Yeah, okay, good. Whew, it's working. I thought it wasn't working, but we got all of them. Let me do something with the position up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're getting somewhere, bud. Sheesh. Alright, I have it to where once they're addressed, they should go to this position. Alright, let's continue. Pull up the patch sheet. Alrighty, now that top row of movers is done. That completes these little truss cubes. Well, for movers at least. We have a bunch of conventionals on there that need to be patched, but we'll get there soon enough. But the first 18 movers is done. So now I'm just gonna make a group for these real quick. Alrighty. Now we got 2 separate colors, so you can see the 2 different groups, and we are able to do separate colors because we have separate addressing, and because we could actually make each light a different color if we really wanted to, but I'm just gonna keep things simple and do them in groups. But they all have their own address, so when we do some movement and dimmer effects later, they will all do their own thing individually. But alright, I'm just gonna press clear, clear, clear real quick, and everything turns off. It's like the universal kill button, clear, clear, clear. That is basically how I address. I'm going to do these top movers, and then these sides, and I will get back to you once those are all addressed. Alrighty. Isn't she gorgeous? Let me, I can't type. Oh, yeah. look at this in all of its glory. So, we got some stage wash here on the side. Positioning these was quite the task, and imagine these would keep going. They'd hit your stage and illuminate your performers up in front. But yeah, we got a lot of lights. We even got lasers up here on the top. It's all insane, but sheesh, this is just the movers. We don't even have the conventionals patched in yet. Speaking of those conventional fixtures, we're going to start those. So I will catch you back at this stage once the conventionals are patched in. And just like that, we are back. For you, it was like 2 seconds. For me, it was like 2 hours. But we got all of these addressed. Main stage is completely done. So there was 101 of these little RGB strips all over the place. Crazy. For a grand total of 169, actually 189 fixtures on this one stage alone. So you see what it looks like at night. This just looks absolutely bonkers. And it'll be really cool once we start throwing some effects, which actually I could do. So we got all of the movers moving, and it's doing it at like 1 frame per second. That's because the update speed of the ArtNet is pretty slow. But when I do replay mod and speed this up, it will be very not choppy, not 1 frame per second. But I'll take it. Just the fact that I can do this in Minecraft is bonkers to me. So main stage is done, so we are going to move on over to the next biggest stage, which is over here, and it is called the Wub Tunnel. So over here is going to be your harder music, your dubstep, your bro step, your heavy bass, all your fun heavy bass music will be played here. So since it's the next biggest thing, I'm going to address all of these lights, and it's not nearly as bad as main stage. I think main stage is by far the biggest setup, and I just made it through that, so I think this one will be a little bit easier, and it only gets easier from here. I'm going to start again with just the movers. The other one used up, that stage over there used universes 1 and 2, so this is going to start on 3 and probably take up 3 and 4 if I had to take a guess. But I will be right back with the movers all patched in and addressed. So we are back, and all of the movers in the Wub Tunnel are now addressed. As you can tell, we have control of them. So we have quite a bit of stuff in here. I think it ended up being, how many? Look at my notes here. 58 movers inside of this tunnel. It's insane. Between up in the ceiling, back there, and we even have 4 little dinky movers hiding out here on the iMag screens. So I think I'm going to take a break for today. I'm going to come back another day and continue addressing these RGB bars, and yeah, that's going to be it for today. I'll catch you guys in like 2 seconds. And just like that, all of the lights in the Wub Tunnel are done. That includes all of these little strips up here, all of the moving lights, everything, the lasers. The Wub Tunnel is now completed. Man, I just can't get over how good this looks at night. Sorry if it is getting like 3 frames per second. Yeah. Let me see. I'm getting 15, 12, 10, 12 frames per second. Isn't that beautiful? So sorry guys for the lag. My computer cannot handle this, and we still have 3 more stages to do. So this will be interesting to see if my computer can handle this, because it's already kind of choppy, but it still looks good nonetheless. And I really don't want to spoil anything, but man, this shot right here just looks so good. The final thing to address are all of the uplights scattered all over the grounds. So when I was building everything, I scattered random lights into the trees and all sorts of random places. So now I have to go and address every single one of them, but it's totally worth it because these lights I think make the biggest impact. Finally, after like 2 days of working with lights, all of the lighting across the entire festival is now set and ready to go. The final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go around to all of those vendor tents and actually put in some vendors. I didn't really know what to do, so I just kind of put a bunch of random food everywhere, some random like clothing shops and bars. Pretty much in every cluster of tents there's a bar because we gotta have drinks. You gotta get a little tipsy at the festival, you know. The last thing I'm going to build is all of the backstage stuff, so bathrooms, green rooms, semi-trucks, loading docks, stuff that you don't see or care about, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. And without further ado, BeatWave 25's gates are now going to be open for one person, and that is me. Haha.
This should be played at high volume, preferably in a residential area.
When it's over, when it's done, I run to you. You're the one. Run to you. Run to you.
open up that pit. How you feeling, Matadora?
Give me more.
Thank you all so much, BeatWave. We'll see you next year. Well, everybody, that is the end of this episode. This is probably my favorite episode of the entire year, gonna be honest. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I know this was a long one, but there was quite a bit of stuff to cover, as this was almost like 2 videos in one. But anyway, if you really liked the video, hit that like button, and if you really liked the video, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys all sometime in the future for your regularly scheduled building. See you all next time. Bye.